I'm saying? I put it to. Shout out my label, that's me.
On first down, this is Ahmed. Ahmed, a nice run, and Ahmed is gone. Salvon Ahmed to the house, touchdown Washington. Ahmed, big hole, takes off, speeding across midfield in a foot race. Then Ahmed wins, 89-yard, and the game changes on a dime.
Nick Newman, All 49ers Sports Illustrated here. I'm joined with new San Francisco 49ers running back, Salvon Ahmed, previously with the Washington Huskies. Salvon, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Well, congratulations on making it to the NFL and signing with the San Francisco 49ers. And thank you for being on today. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so I just want to get started in talking about the pre-draft process. Leading up to the draft, were you in communication with the 49ers?
Yeah. I talked to Coach Turner weekly. You kept in contact with me a lot, so we had a really good relationship going into the draft.
So was Coach Turner the main coach that you were talking to, or did you talk to Coach Shanahan at all going up to the draft, or was it mostly Coach Turner?
Yeah, I just talked to Coach Turner throughout that process.
Got it. And then, so obviously you were an undrafted free agent, and then when you didn't get drafted, obviously as an undrafted free agent, you kind of have the freedom to pick and choose who you sign with. What led to you signing with the 49ers, and did you have any other offers available to you, or what led you signing with the team?
There was a team that believed in me from the start. Coach Turner, he always told me how he felt about me, and anyone that knows him knows, he speaks genuinely from the heart, and he's always honest. And so, he was real upfront with me from the beginning, and then even during the draft, he was calling me, checking in on me, and then right after the draft, he was the first coach to call me, and I just knew it was a good fit for me. I got teammates from Washington that are on there, Dante Pettis, and I'm real good friends with Kendrick Bourne because we trained at the same spot up here. So it's just a really good spot for me to be at. Being coached by, I would say, the best running back coach that that ever coached this game. So he's a great guy, and I'm excited to be coached by him. So I knew that was the right spot for me from the beginning.
There you go. And so you were teammates with Dante Pettis at Washington. So were you a freshman when it was his junior year? Or senior year?
I was a freshman his senior year.
Got it. And so have you been talking to Dante at all?
No, I haven't talked to him too much. We talk to each other like through our meetings and stuff, but I haven't talked to him too much, no.
So obviously this is a unique time for everybody, especially for new rookies going into their first NFL season with the crisis going on in the world, COVID-19. So how have you been training, staying in shape, getting ready for camp, given the fact that it's very difficult to meet with other players and kind of just be around other people, given the state of the world that we're in?
Yeah, honestly, nothing's changed for me. My trainer, he has his own facility, which, I'm at right now. He has everything here. So, he kept it open for us. We had smaller groups, but, nothing for me really changed as far as, being able to stay ready for football. I was fortunate enough to have this place to come to, and fortunate enough to be able to come in here every single day. So COVID hasn't affected me too much, thank God.
So are you at your training facility right now?
Yeah.
And that's at Washington? At the
University
of Washington?
Bellevue. It's in Washington, Bellevue. But yeah, it's in Bellevue, which is like 15 minutes away from University of Washington.
So as an undrafted free agent, you're going in, playing the position of running back. There's been a lot of successful undrafted running backs in the past. You have Priest Holmes, Arian Foster. The 49ers signed Matt Breida as an undrafted free agent in 2017, had a lot of success in the Kyle Shanahan offense. As an undrafted running back, what is your mindset going into camp, going into the preseason? What kind of chip do you have on your shoulder as an undrafted running back?
First, I'm just thankful for the opportunity, that they see value in me, at least at that point. But I just got a lot to prove. Going there with a big chip, not like an angry chip, but just, my own personal, I got a lot to prove to, everyone else, but a lot to prove to myself and my teammates. These are guys that we putting it all on the line for each other. So, I just want to go out there and, do what I do. I've been doing this since I was 6 years old. So at the end of the day, it's football. So, I want to go out there and, not play angry, but, play prepared. And so, that's just what I've been doing.
So since signing with the 49ers, have virtual team meetings been taking place as far as positional grouping goes? Have you been in Zoom conferences regularly? If so, how have those been going?
Yeah, we've been doing those for a couple months now. But we're done now. But yeah, they were going good. Just a lot of information. Trying to get that playbook down. It's kind of harder trying to learn all that stuff through Zoom. Most football players we like go out the field and do it, and then you can kind of comprehend it more. But it's been good. Coach Turner's and making sure that we're able to learn it fast and make sure he's not giving us too much. We're learning pretty fast. Thing about him, you look at his history with undrafted guys, is amazing. He's an amazing coach, and so he definitely knows what he's doing. And then on top of that, all those guys in the room, Raheem, Jet, all those dudes, they look out for us, because they all know that they were in that position one time. So they really take time to look out for us, help us through our playbook, call them whenever, they'll check in on us. So it's a really special thing to be a part of.
So going from Washington into the NFL and then now learning the Kyle Shanahan offense, how different is the college playbook, what you were doing at Washington, compared to what Kyle Shanahan has in store for you in San Francisco as far as the verbiage and the play calling and the kind of terminology used?
I think as far as like the terminology, everywhere is you can kind of piece things together, but I think it's just the complexity of the playbook. I think it's the reason why they're so good. There's so much going on to where you have to know you have to know what everyone is doing, which makes you a better football player. And so I think, to say the least, that's the thing right there. Like, every player on the field is going to know what everyone is doing every time. And I think, that's what makes the team better, and that's what makes you better. And I think that's what Coach Shanahan and his staff, everyone there, they focus on making sure everyone knows what everyone's doing. So if you need to go out wide, you know exactly what you're doing. If you need to play inside the slot, you know what you're doing. If you need to play in the backfield, you know what you're doing. Hell, if you need to hop on that line, you know what you're doing. So, you know who's coming, you know who to pick up. And so everyone's just on the same page.
So looking at the 49ers running back room, it's a crowded room. So they traded Matt Breida this past draft, but even with the departure of Matt Breida, you still have Raheem Mostert, Tevin Coleman, Jeff Wilson Jr., Jerick McKinnon, yourself, and fellow undrafted free agent JaMycal Hasty. How do you see your skill set complementing the other 49ers running backs? Because you have Tevin Coleman, Raheem Mostert, who can do a little bit of everything. Jerick McKinnon's been a phenomenal pass catcher when healthy. Jeff Wilson Jr. has been used in goal line situations. How does Salvon, how do you complement those pieces, those other running backs?
Yeah, I think I'm another guy that can come in there and be used in multiple spots. If you watch my college film, even my freshman year, I was more of a slot guy. Catching those screen passes, catching out the backfield, and I just became more of a running back as I was able to embrace my role more after Miles left. But I think I'm a guy that's going to come in there and is going to be able to do multiple things. I'm not going to be one dimensional, and I think that goes for. I think that's that's a reason why I'm able to be a part of this program, is just because that's what everyone in that backfield can offer. You watch that offense. Those guys are catching the ball at the backfield, catching the ball from the slot, and I think you can kind of see why everyone kind of meshes, because they're all able to do the same things, and that's why they rotate so much. They can all do the same thing. So it's really special. I guess I could say it's just special. And so for me, I know that I'm one of those guys that I can run between the tackles. I did it. I did it. That's what we did at Washington. Ran inside zone. I can catch the ball at the backfield and be a threat. I have speed. I can do a lot of those things. So, I'll be excited to be able to do that.
So when you went to Washington, did you get recruited to play receiver?
When I first got – I recruited to play running back. But when I first got there, they put me at slot receiver for camp. They put me at slot just because, we had a loaded backfield at the time. So they just put me at slot. And then I played a little bit of slot during the season, just doing like screen passes and out routes, different little slot routes. I wasn't too much down the field slot, but doing jet sweeps and all those different things. And then after Miles left and LeVon left, I was able to get more into my running back role able to, produce at a high rate, I would say, or efficient rate, I would say. I didn't have like 200 plus carries. I had 180 carries and 1,000 plus yards, 12 touchdowns. So, I was able to, show that I can do this. I can do that efficient rate as well.
And you touched on the 49ers' versatility with a lot of their offensive weapons. That's a term that's used around San Francisco a lot, offensive weapons. It's not so much traditional position playing. You have Deebo Samuel, who's technically a wide receiver. They lined him up in the backfield. Jalen Hurts playing the wide receiver position, but was playing at Tennessee running back for years, And then even when you look at the running backs, a lot of them line up wide. So you're confident in your abilities to be lined up all over the field and be used similarly to how we've seen the other running backs used and how Deebo Samuel's used, Jalen Hurd, how they're kind of lined up all over the field. Even Kyle Juszczyk.
Yeah. I mean, you see that they just got everyone. I think that team is just so versatile. Like you said, that team itself is just so versatile. Everyone can be put in different spots. And like I said, I think that comes back to what I said earlier as far as everyone knows what they're doing on the field. Everyone can do everything. And so you made a Super Bowl appearance and, you see why they're going to be successful and why we're going to be successful for years to come.
So a little bit of your background, touching on your background. You're born and raised in Washington?
Yeah.
And before committing to Washington, did you have offers from other schools or what led you to sign with the Huskies?
I had all the Pac-12 and Notre Dame and like Mississippi State, things like that. But, growing up, I was a USC fan. I didn't watch Washington at all. I love Reggie Bush. I'm happy they let him come back. He deserves that for sure. But, when I remember I was like my sophomore year and I was at the camp. I already got offered by Washington. And I was at the camp and I wasn't nervous. And right then and there, I was like, yeah, this is where I got to be. And so a lot of people were like, well, you've never left home. And I was like, well, I didn't even want to go to Washington, to be honest. Like, I just had that feeling. I wasn't nervous. I didn't feel anything. I felt at home. I felt comfortable. And so that's why I knew I was supposed to go.
Did you have a favorite moment playing with the Huskies or a favorite run or a favorite play? What was your highlight when reflecting on your few years at Washington?
I think my favorite moment, like as a team, I think when we beat Utah at home, this was my sophomore year, I believe, or my freshman year. I think it was one of the two. It came down to a field goal. It was a drive. They had scored and we had to drive the ball and we didn't get it all the way down. And so we had to kick a field goal, and it was to win the game, or the game was we would have lost. And I remember the week before we had just lost to Stanford, so it was huge to win this one. And so we kicked the field goal, won the game, and everyone rushed the field. Like, it was just a crazy moment to be a part of. But I think my favorite moment as a player, probably my run versus USC. I think it was like 80 plus yards, and so that was huge. Like, that was just exciting.
So when Matt Breida left, that was kind of his game, breaking off those big runs. And I saw that USC 89, 90-yard touchdown run. You have that big playability. So what's going through your head as you're running down the field on a full-on sprint trying to get to the end zone, knowing you got the ball inside your team's own red zone, really? You're taking it 90 yards. What's going through your head?
Don't get caught. I'm thinking, don't get caught. I remember looking up at the Jumbotron. I trust myself, man. Guys should be fast too. But yeah, I was looking at the Jumbotron like, just don't get caught. You got to finish this play. It's too good not to finish. Everybody did their job, so you got to be yours.
And you're talking about Kendrick Bourne, having a relationship with Kendrick Bourne like yours. There's a lot of similarities between yourself and Kendrick Bourne. Kendrick Bourne went to Eastern Washington, I believe, was teammates with Cooper Kupp, was also an undrafted free agent like yourself. And he had a tough uphill battle to make the 49ers roster, won those roster battles, really impressed during the preseason, and now just signed his tender this past offseason. He's projected to be one of the team's top 2 wide receivers, was looking like he was going to start opposite of Deebo Samuel. With the Deebo Samuel injury, looks like he's going to be the guy at the receiver position. So knowing he's traveled a very similar path that you're starting on right now, what words has Kendrick Bourne given you, if any?
Just stay. I think his thing is always just stay positive. You know, always stay positive. If you know Kendrick and you see how he acts, no matter what's going on, like he's just positive, and I think that goes a long way. Just remaining positive through it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. This whole process is football's hard. So you know, just stay positive. Focus on your playbook. Stay locked in, and you know, just make sure you're prepared. You know, those are all things that I've kind of learned from him.
So going to Washington, you came down to play Cal and Stanford. So what are your thoughts on the Bay Area?
I love it. Honestly, when I was in high school, when I went to go visit Cal, I loved it. It's just Cal wasn't a spot for me, but the area was just like, it was beautiful. So I can't wait to get back down there. And then being at Stanford, like, you know, I almost went to Stanford. It was either Stanford or Washington. And so I ended up going to Washington. But, you know, I love the Bay Area. And so I'm excited to be able to say I live down there.
So coming down as a player, as a collegiate player, did you have a favorite area, or did you prefer the Berkeley side of the Bay or the Stanford side of the Bay? Did you have a preference as far as
I guess I didn't really get to see, like, outside of the campus when I went to Stanford, but I went to Berkeley, though I got to see, like, more of the city. So for right now, I'd say Berkeley. Like, it was just tight. Like, it was just cool. So I like it.
With what's going on, have you had the opportunity to travel down to the 49ers facility yet?
No, not yet. I've never get down there.
All right.
So hopefully at the end of the month, hopefully we can get down there.
Yeah, hopefully things stay on track, you know, positive signs, and you see the hiccups here and there, that there's kind of these setbacks with what's going on, more cases coming out. But hopefully everybody's hoping that there's a football season and starting with camp towards the end of July. So, Salvon, during pregame, what is on your iPod? What kind of music are you listening to pregame?
Drake, Calm, like Drake or Tupac or myself. You know, I make music too. So
do you? Okay.
Yeah. I made a little album, A Safe House Summer. Y'all want to check that out.
So are you and Kendrick Bourne going to be partnering up anytime soon? Have a little collab?
Nah, I think I'm better than Kendrick.
Better. You're coming for his, because Pauly B that's his artist name, right?
Yeah, I'm coming for him.
Okay, Kendrick Bourne.
No, he's tight though. He's tight. He got his own style. He's tight though. But
so,
we joking about it all the time.
And you and Kendrick Bourne are represented by the same agent, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys are going to be signing the same label pretty soon as far as the rap game goes, or is that?
Yeah, absolutely. We can all win. We can all win.
All right, Salvon, thank you so much for being on. I appreciate it. Best of luck to you moving forward as you get ready to make this 49er roster. Again, Nick Newman, All 49er Sports Illustrated, joined by Salvon Ahmed, the newest running back of the San Francisco 49ers. Salvon, thank you.
Appreciate you.
I'm saying, put it up. Shout out my label, that's me.